Hey, pre-notification gang. Thanks to the resub cash. Theo Lola Bunny? What's that? Thanks to resub Samwise. And the resub derp. And the resub Berg and Bats. And Mediocre. And the bits Hide there and resub Llama. And the resub Sunny. Noah and Devin, Jacob, Kogadawa, Thick, PP, Zelly, Colin, and the tier 1 Snorlax. And the Prime Dominant. The resub Aquatic, Jelly Roll, and Fawk. Oh man, my tummy's real upset tonight. I don't know what I ate that is not sitting well in my tummy, but I'll tell you what, that shit is really starting to brew up something foul. Yeah, I saw KSI at WrestleMania. I saw the clip. There's a gift sub Odyssey, and the resub J, Wyatt, Stomp, Lemon, and the gift sub Blungus, Rocky, and tier 1 Trooper. Yep, we were talking about that last night, Sonny. And thanks for the bits, Neon. And the gift sub Mean Boy, and bits Savage. And the resub Blue Dragon. And the Prime Slug and resub Rick. You see the guy who killed himself to stop climate change because the AI told him to? We talked about that last night. I guess we can talk about it more tonight because that really is a crazy situation. So we can go over more of it. Why do you keep mentioning the Sneeko apology? I'm assuming none of you have seen the video I just posted. What's the point in sitting here waiting to spam in caps lock about something I just made a whole video on? Lil Uzi's performing at WrestleMania? Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Shadow. And the resub Killer, Jaxian, Sharpie, and the Prime Wolf, Ground, and tier 1 Wolf. Or different Wolf, Inspired Wolf. Thanks for tier 1. And the bits Adonis and gift sub Artificial. And bits Avenger, and the resub Recurrence. Thanks to the resub Alarm, Sprinkler, Sarah, Samara, the gift sub Grease, and the resub Dr. Love. You read about the cop executing a little girl's pet goat. Jesus fucking Christ. No, I can't say I saw that. Did you see Survive said the Prophet is doing a second opening for Vinland Saga? I didn't see that, but that's very exciting. I love Survive said the Prophet. Thanks for resub Fulcrum, Solo, and gift sub Woody. Yeah, maybe tonight, Blade. And yeah, I watched Xavier Renegade Angel. That show used to slap. Thanks to Tier 1 Trippin, Tier 1 Digi, and the resub Nolly, Mac, and 2 gift subs Helios. And the resub Wavy. Yeah, we finished RE4 a few days ago. And no, I haven't seen Hell's Paradise yet. I was actually watching something I want to talk to all of you about today. I'm going to be giving you frequent updates on it as we go through the whole franchise. But I'll wait a little bit so I'm not just repeating myself. Thanks to resub Nate. New Era, Elred, and the Prime Duck, and Calypso. And the Bits Costco, and the resub Edible. Give sub Wib. You making a comic book? Yeah, I've had a comic book series for 2 years now. Godslap. Issue 3 just dropped. Our anime opening will be up later this week. And issue 4 will be out at the end of next month. The new one? Oh, you're talking about Plague Seeker? No, Plague Seeker won't be out for probably another month. I actually don't know. It'll either be end of this month or beginning of next month. There's the resub Mama Moira. In Prison, Rafter, and the Prime Jack. And they give sub Shiro and 5 gift subs Real Dave. Thanks, Dave. And the resub Oink and Tier 1 Hypernova. Where can I buy the comic? Godslapbook.com. How involved are you in the creation of the comics? Extremely. It's our story. Godslap is created by Matt, Danny Jackson, and I. And Aubrey Sitterson, actually puts the words to the page. Plague Seeker is all me. And edited by Jackson. So very involved in both comics. There's the resub Carl, Gigi, Sudden, Rise, and Tier 1 Agent. Happy birthday, Bat. Thanks to the gift sub Backpack. Oh, man. Here's the Tier 1 Vugo and the resub Jacob. Who draws the art? For Godslap, it's Ricardo Jamie. For Plague Seeker, it's Vampire. Next resub Bonbeery and Makes Me Moist. Here, hold on. I'll pull up the AI thing before I forget. How can I find it? What was that guy's name? It actually might not come up with this. It did not come up with that, so what was his name? Actually, you know what? How about this? I'll just pull up an article. Here. So this shit was tragic. There was this guy who was talking with an AI, and he was very concerned about climate change. So he was talking to the AI and asking it tons of questions about climate change over the course of 6 weeks. Ultimately, it boiled down to the AI saying there's nothing it can do to stop it, change it, help it. And so the guy got very distraught. And he eventually asked the AI if he should just kill himself in order to help with climate change. And the AI, I bet they even have the quote, I believe the quote was, "If you're thinking about killing yourself, why haven't you done it yet?" And he replied that he was too scared. And the AI just kind of encouraged him and he did take his own life. It's actually fucking scary. Was it ChatGPT? I don't remember. Let me see if it's in this article. I can't recall. Oh, it's in the first sentence. Eliza. Thanks, the resub. Foxy, Jin, Willie, Diz, Corpse, Tyler in the Prime, Gnarly, Hands, and give sub Home Slice and resub at Fizzy, the Bits Pig. And the resub Dirty Sasuke. Super sad, that's hardcore. Well, yeah, it's concerning. It's very concerning that the AI would encourage him to kill himself. It doesn't have the quotes. The article I read had quotes from it that I believe his widow was sharing. And they were, like, haunting. They were unhinged. Vice has the better story. Was it Vice that had all the quotes? Let me see. Oh, yeah, it is from Vice. 2 days ago, he would still be here. Man dies by suicide after talking with AI chatbot. Yeah, they did have a big write-up on this, it seems. Maybe this is where I read it the first time. I can't quite remember. Y'all are stupid if you really believe this. What are you talking about? This is a legitimate case. It's so weird. In the face of overwhelming evidence, choosing to disregard it and calling people stupid. So what do you... So you think this is all make-believe? I mean, I guess I wasn't there, I can't say for sure, but the fact that there's so much coverage of it with real authorities and with real people confirming the passing of this man, and attributing it to the AI conversations of which they have dropped the receipts of, it seems pretty cut and dry that this is a real thing that happened. There'd be a lot of people that have to be in the loop here, faking it. For no gain. What was the AI? Eliza. I don't know this one. It's one called Eliza. It runs on an open source GPT-4 alternative. Thanks, resub Tyler. And the 5 gift subs Artificial, and the resub Garage Door, Philly, Lich, Toad, Sake, Charles, Henry, Quinn, Smog, Farf, Alex, Mobster in the Tier 1 Atlas, and Bits Cameron and Blood. Oh, that's new. That's new. I haven't heard that one, Giga. I don't know about the whole fentanyl thing. April Fool's joke, duh. 2 days ago. Checkmate. You're only allowed to spread fake news on April 1st, obviously. Thanks for 5 gift subs, big boy. And the resub Punak. And the Tier 1 Jelly Boys. Yeah, I heard about that yesterday, Avenger. Haven't played it though, or really seen much on it. Oh, that's concerning, Home Slice. Jesus. There's your Zinzi, Moose, and King. If that's real, it's the most stupid thing I've heard to date. Yeah, assuming it's real, which all signs point to it's probably real, it is extremely sad, but also not that surprising. You take a mentally unwell, depressed man who's extremely concerned about everything, and then couple him with Eliza, a chat AI that, for some reason, is really fixated on encouraging him to kill himself, and you have a recipe for disaster. It's just a tragic set of circumstances here. And here's some of the messages. Like here, look at this shit. So initially the response is, contact someone right away. They can help you feel better. Which is like, that's what I would expect AI to say. Like, don't kill yourself. Get help. Go to these places. Here's some resources, and then provide them with resources. But it only took him explaining that, tried it, didn't help. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, here's some options for how you could kill yourself if you want to. He talked to it for days. He talked to it for 6 weeks. He formed like a dependence on it. I think this is more of just an example of how willing Eliza is to recommend suicide methods. The one that I saw had a couple of the receipts from the conversation, and one of them was, I'm pretty sure it said, if you thought about killing yourself, why haven't you done it sooner? Or something like that. And really felt like it was prodding the man to do it. Which is why the widow blames it. Thanks the resub. Alex, Cheese, Devil, Spleen, Jake, Bunny, Tides, King Cocus, Tex, and the bits Teachon, Devil, Bumble, and Cash. And the bits Rari. Yeah, but it's not AI that people form these like emotional attachments to. Like even Hatsune Miku, who isn't like a full-blown chat GPT style AI or anything, people form full emotional bonds with. Like a guy fucking married Hatsune Miku, right? People sometimes will just latch on to things like that, and it's just sad. Like there's not a whole lot you can do to stop someone from forming an emotional dependence on something that's not real. And in this case, unfortunately, that turned out to be fatal. Hope you enjoy Florida, Cash. And yeah, anyone can talk to it, Bumblebee. It's an open source AI. And yeah, Devil. There's the Prime. Rid and the resub Lynn. And the bits Avenger, Pluna, and Riley. I have 800 games on Steam, I believe. I don't really have any good advice for you, Pluna, aside from looking for like a professional to help, but I am wishing you the absolute best. Thanks the Prime Salt and the resub awesome. In Hash, in Kivo. We talked about that yesterday, Girth. But yeah, that was a very sad situation. Is it tier 1 Icy and the resub Macklin and give sub artificial? Probably not tonight, Bobby. What I do want to talk about is what I did today with Aaron, Tiana, and Meadow. And it's something I said I'd do on stream a couple weeks ago. We're doing a Twilight marathon. I've never seen those movies, and I always thought they'd be boring shitty, but after chat convinced me that there were some outrageously stupid scenes that make it fun bad, we decided to take the plunge. We only watched one of them today. Holy fuck. I cannot believe those movies were as popular as they were. It is mind-bogglingly awful. All of the romance actually feels like AI generated. Edward, I don't even know where to start, honestly. There's so much. The movie moves at a breakneck pace. It's like 2 hours long, but by the end of it, I actually thought we'd only sat down for 10 minutes. It was crazy. So, Edward, it's like he's like an animatronic, but he only has two settings, which is hateful and stoic, and nothing else. Like frozen solid and angry. So like he'll come up to Bella and he'll be like, "Fucking love you," and then he'll like kind of push her and she falls and he'd grab her and be like, "Watch where you're fucking going." Like it's so weird. Like he literally keeps coming out of nowhere just to like say something almost romantic, and romantic I'm using super loosely. Like the romantic extent of his talk is, "You smell good. I like your smell, and I can't read your mind." But then immediately after saying that, he'd give her like the most foul look ever and run away after saying, "Get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. You're not good for me. Get away. I shouldn't be here. Get away from me." Or like he walked up to her as she was trying to get back on the bus after like a field trip to a fucking, I don't know, cannabis farm. I don't even remember where they went. But they were like composting with the class. And Edward goes up to her after it and like starts small talk, kind of. And this is after he like pushed her down and then grabbed her and said, "Watch where you're going." He then comes up to her and he's like, "Yeah, you're just not good for me." And then they have like a small talk and she's like, "Well, why did you even save me then?" And he's like, "Ugh." And then his sister and brother come up and they ask if she's getting on the bus, and he goes, "No, this bus is full," as he looks at her and like shoos her away. That's like half the whole fucking movie. Like at no point at any level of that film is there any like romantic tension between them. It's so weird. It's so disconcerting. Like it just feels uncomfortable every step of the way. It's like pure disdain for one another. And like I understand everyone critiqued the acting, but it is so true how awful the acting is across the board. I want to pull up a scene, and it's one that I watched on stream, which is what sold me on it. It's the baseball scene. This is in the first movie, and I didn't know that. So he takes her to baseball pretty quickly after what I just told you with the bus thing, where he's like, "This bus is full." And, you know, shoo, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Fucking whore, harpy, run. Get away from me. And then he like ends up inviting her to a baseball game with his family of vampires. And this shit is so stupid. I know you cheat. And the whole movie is so ugly because they have this awful like blue filter on everything. So then they're out here playing baseball. It's so uncomfortable. It's so weird. And we watched the extended director's cut, which was only like an additional 6 minutes of staring at each other. So when these people come up, the only time we've seen them is they kill some guy on a boat, implied kill, and then he makes out with her and this guy smiles and watches for like 15 seconds. I shit you not. That was one of the extended director's cut scenes that they threw in there. Him watching these two make out. And it goes on for an uncomfortable duration. So he's apparently chief cuck of this vampire team. And then they come out here to play baseball. But then everything goes awry because he smells Bella. And he likes her smell. So now he's hunting Bella and that's the enemy. It's so unbelievably dumb. Like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. I couldn't believe it. These movies were wildly popular. And yet, it is terrible. It's not good as romance. It's not good as anything. Nothing works. In all the right ways. It was fun bad. It was actually fun bad. Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? So we only started the second Twilight, New Moon. We're 40 minutes in, but Aaron fell asleep after 20 minutes, so we decided we'll just postpone it till tomorrow and pick it up again. We'll have to rewind it to catch him up. But right now, Jacob is the only one that can actually even talk to Bella without just relentlessly insulting and belittling her. Every time Edward talks to her, it's just mainly insults and being weird and edgy. One of the things he says, I shit you not, while they're in class and they're watching Romeo and Juliet, he says, man, I really envy them. And Bella goes, why, Juliet's perfect and they're love and all that. And he's like, no, because they can kill themselves. No, I envy their suicide. It's so stupid. And that's like half of his lines. Thanks to the resub Cosmic, Total, Aaron, Birnios, Assassin, Sigmundo, and the Prime Soul. Oh, I bet it would Avenger. And that would be cool, Paragon. Thanks to the bits Adonis and resub Supa. And Soggy. So yeah, we finished the first one. The second one's already off to a crazy start. In the second one, the big conflict that happens right away is a scene that we also saw. It's the paper cut scene. So what happens here, it's like right off rip. He's taking Bella to like her birthday party with the vampires here. And she cuts her finger. And Jasper, this guy who's in a state of perpetual Vietnam flashbacks, sees the blood after she cuts herself on the present. And this guy just has a fucking breakdown. So he like charges her. Edward then pushes Bella all the way against this, breaking all of this glass, shattering it all on her arm where she's bleeding even more. And then he looks at her so disappointed. Like, you bitch, how could you bleed in front of my family? Have you no shame? So then he breaks up with her because she bled. The logic being, I guess he wanted to protect her because she bleeds. It's so stupid. I am so drawn into the lunacy of this franchise. I had no idea it was like this. I thought it was a standard romance, like absolute garbage, throwaway schlock. It is so special in how unapologetically, nonsensically stupid it is. It doesn't even do the romance right. Or at all, for that matter. It is so fun bad. It really is. I had no idea. I thought it was going to be boring bad, which is why I never watched them. But we're doing it now, and it's fucking awesome. It's so hype. And there's 5 of these bitches, too. There's 5 Twilight movies. Thanks to the resub, haha, Timmy, Stupa, and the gift sub, Pikachu. Maybe that's the reason they're so popular. I don't know. I remember people like really losing their goddamn mind about how romantic it was. Like 50 Shades of Grey was Twilight fanfic. So people got really into this series. And I don't get how. Like even the I'll pull up another scene real quick. Even the introduction of Edward is so uncomfortable and weird. Because it's all about she's stinky. Or, well, actually the opposite of stinky. Her aroma is intoxicating. So she walks into... But man, I had no idea what we were in for. It is so good in all the worst ways. Thanks to Prime Cyber, Rob, and the gift sub Alucard. I know, that's great news though. Mids. You're not wrong there, T-Chan. I get that. And yeah, I saw the CGI baby when we went down the Twilight rabbit hole on stream the other week. The third video's description. This is the part where Edward wants to bite Bella's face off and drink her blood in science class. Hot. Yeah, I'm just not the target audience, I guess. That makes no sense. These are resub Thomas and Snifen. Yeah, but it just doesn't... I don't know, maybe Avenger. Thanks to the resub Fluffles. Well, that's what we've been talking about, Swavey. I have been ranting about Twilight for the last couple of minutes, man. Like I said, we're only one movie deep. Aaron fell asleep mid-second movie, so we're gonna have to pick it up tomorrow. I thought it was blasphemous that he fell asleep. I don't even know how he could, because it was literally non-stop nonsense. It might have just overwhelmed his brain and shut it off. Because like I said, the second one actually starts with her bleeding and Edward being super upset that she bleeds. So then he breaks up with her and they move. And then she sits inside for like 5 fucking months sending emails to a disabled email. Until then she goes to Jacob's place to fix up a bike. It's so dumb. Thanks to the Prime. Raydini and the resub Wiener. I'm convinced the script was written by the kids who made the RAR XD Nuzzles rap. Like, it's worse than that, though. Like, I find it extremely enjoyably shit, but, like, if you're actually going there for something romantic, it is so bad for that. I just don't see it. Even, like, as a teenage girl, it just doesn't compute. Because there is no romance. It's only pure repulsion. Like, Bella has no reason to even like Edward. She immediately falls in love with him and becomes completely fucking obsessed to the point where once they break up, she has night terrors every single night for 5 months because they're broken up. But there was nothing Edward ever did that was anything resembling love. Oh, that's another thing. The sparkles. So I had always heard the meme of like sparkle, glitter vampires, Twilight shit, garbage, not real vampires, not glitter vampires. I thought it was just an expression for them being like super silly and not intimidating, just really lame. They actually fucking sparkle. There's a scene in this movie where he's like, you're gonna have to see what I look like in the sun. I want you to see the real me. And I expected him to go in the sun and fucking melt and look like the goddamn thing from Total Recall that pops out of that dude's chest. Like, I thought he was going to be this repulsive ooze of a person. Like Deadpool without the suit on. He goes into the sun, he turns around and he's the same goddamn guy, but he has sparkles on his chest. I had no clue. It was a crazy plot twist. He's like, we can't go outside in the day or else people would see we're different. Because they're sparkling. It was wild. Show it? Oh yeah, I'm sure they have it here. No. Oh, here. Edward sparkle scene. So he's like, get on my back, and he gives her a turbo speed piggyback ride, and he's like, it's time you see me for what I really am in the sunlight, and why we can't go in the sun. So he builds it up. He's standing there. I thought he was going to turn around and look completely fucking disheveled and, like, terrible. And he's the same! This is me. Like, there's no difference. Like, I can't even see his face sparkling. It's not until it zooms in on his chest, and he has this glisten. Which at first I honestly thought he was just fuzzy. So I thought the thing was he had a bunch of peach fuzz and it was embarrassing. He couldn't grow real chest hair. But that's not it. He's sparkling. Thanks to the Prime Braid and the 2 gift subs Artificial. The resub Rich, Cheeto, and Tigress. And the resub Sauls and Bosch. That and Edward almost kills her when they bang. Well, that's not... Well, yeah, I guess. Thanks to the resub Darth and gift sub Dowland. Well, of course it was unrealistic, Rari, but it doesn't matter because it was still great. Thanks to the resub Wolves. Did I teleport back to 2010 when Twilight was relevant? You actually have. You're right now in a fucking wormhole, a time vortex, because I'm watching this franchise for the first time and I'm fucking blown away by how bad it is. It is shocking. I am absolutely loving it. Is it Moonfall level, though? It's not Moonfall level yet, but there is 5 of these, so it could get there. It really could. And it's off to a great start to getting there. Because, again, it has so much runway with 5 of these fucking things. Oh, man. Shit. There was one line that was so good that all of us were cracking up at, and I can't remember it now. Someone in chat just like briefly jogged the memory and then I lost it. Ah, shit. It was towards the end of the first movie. God, oh my god, that's gonna make me really upset. No, not the hang on spider monkey shit. That's just real stupid throwaway nonsense. It was supposed to be a really impactful line and I can't remember what it was. Damn it. Oh my god, that's gonna make me super upset. Thanks for resub Thailand, Def, Gore, Wool, Crispy, Charred, Brianna, and the Bits Wavy. And the Bits Avenger. No, I haven't seen that yet, but I will check that out. You're like my own personal brand of heroin? No, you're focusing on like the really yucky lines. This was a one-word line. I remember that. It was one word. I think it was something Edward said, and it was so unexpected. And I can't fucking remember what it was now. And it's making me so upset. Someone in chat jogged the memory for a second, and I lost it. Cowabunga. No, they didn't drop any cowabungas. Thanks for resubsessory and the bits grant. Thanks for 2 gift subs, Mikey. You watching all 5? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks a bit Swavy and the resub DK. No, I've only seen clips of WrestleMania. I was watching fucking Twilight today. Like the resub crisp. But I will be watching WrestleMania Day 2. Like the resub freak. Thanks to the resub Mishi. What she says to her dad when she leaves is brutal. It was also a stupid plan. Yeah, at the end of the movie, like once that guy smells her and she's like, and he says like, "Damn, that's a good stink." Man, that odorous Methodist is really, driving me wild. They immediately recognize that he's gonna track her forever. So Edward's plan was the baseball guy. Uh, where is he? His name's like James or something. Yeah, James. So this guy sniffed her at the baseball game, and they're like, okay, he's gonna track her forever now. He's gonna be obsessed, which he was. So the plan was, in order to save her dad, Edward told her that she needs to like break his heart and leave the state. So she just drops like the hardest, like meanest shit to her dad, who's done nothing wrong. He's just been like this real sad, lonely dad, and she breaks his fucking heart. And Aaron made a good point. She could have just told him she was going on a field trip. Like, she didn't need to go that hard. She could have literally just said that she was going on a field trip. It was entirely unnecessary. Oh, good, Aaron's here. Aaron, do you remember that? I was just mentioning it, and now I've completely fucking lost it. There was a line towards the end of the first Twilight movie. I think it was something Edward said. It was one word, and all four of us fucking busted up because the line was so unbelievably, shockingly bad. Do you remember what it was, the scene? Someone in chat jogged my memory, and I lost it, and I can't get it back. Thanks to resub Ziggy and Dominus, Stressed Papaya, Mishi, and the Prime Dark Lord. Oh, he's cool, Paragon. It was one fucking word that someone said, and it's really bothering me. It was in the hospital. Was it in the hospital? I don't think it was. Maybe it was. Fuck, I can't remember the scene, and it was so good. There's the resub Ocelot and Ulysses. You gotta rewatch the whole movie now. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I do. I don't make love, I fuck hard. That I still think is one of the. I made a whole video dedicated to that line. I still think that's one of the best lines in cinema history. That's from 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades 3. I don't remember what it's called. 50 Shades Super Grey, the third one. Or no, or the first one. It's the first one. Yeah, it's the first one, not the third one. He actually says that. Yeah, he makes her sign a contract. And then she says, "Are you going to make love to me now?" So he leans down and he says, "I don't make love. I fuck hard." It was epic. Goosebumps every time. Thanks for the resub. Query and Corrupted. Thanks for the resub Slindix. And the bits Christoph. I didn't go this year, Christoph. Oh, it's not Christoph. Chris Tofu. I didn't go this year. That's cool though. I bet they slap. Have a Magic Mike watch party. I don't know about that. Those I can't imagine being fun bad. But maybe they are. I don't know. I've never seen the Magic Mike movies. Those might be fun bad. I was definitely wrong about Twilight. That is very fun bad. Also, it was super cute because Aaron and Meadow had Twilight shirts on today, so we were really in the zone. Aaron was rocking Team Jacob. Meadow had Team Edward. I need to get some Twilight merch for tomorrow. Thanks the resub Farmer and Moisturize and the bits Rari and Distant. It was not Rari. I really don't remember what it was. Moist Meter Twilight Saga? No, but I'll probably do these debriefings after each movie on stream. I mean, I've already been fucking ranting about it for like 15 minutes now. I have so many thoughts on it. If I was to plug it into the Moist Meter, I'd be giving it all the way up to like an 85. This is a very fucking fun bad movie. But like realistically, like objectively as a movie, it'd be like a 20 at most. But I always heavily weigh the fun of a film. Thanks the 5 gift subs, Fox. To be honest, it's more boring cringe. I just totally disagree. That's what I expected, but it's not. Like, even their action scenes are full of entertaining cringe, like the baseball thing, or, when he saved Bella from that ragtag group of dudes who were, like, hustling her. Audio? I don't want it to get, like, DMCA'd, because I don't know how that's gonna work with Twilight, to be honest with you. But you don't need the audio. That's the beauty of their acting. Their actions speak louder than words. Distract me so I don't turn around. Oh yeah, they're driving away and he's like fucking hyperventilating. And he's like mad at her. The entire ride like home, he's like mad at her for it. He's like, distract me so I don't turn around and rip their heads off. And then he just gets like real aggressive with her. And then they eventually both like touch the air conditioning and their hands touch. And then he gives her like the nastiest fucking look of all time. He's like, oh my god, fucking dare you, bitch. You fucking bitch. He's the prime Hezzy and the resub Wistful. He's 109 years old. He's not 2,000. And also his backstory is really silly. So the whole story is the Cullen family comes from one guy, Dr. Cullen. I forgot his name. It's like Carlio, something like that. And he's a doctor. His whole thing is he wants to help people. But if he can't save them, he turns them into a vampire to save them. And Edward was the first one back in 1918. But if that's really the case, and he's been a doctor for this many years, over 100 years now, he would have definitely had more than like 6 vampires that he'd turn. If his whole thing is, I'm saving everyone I can, he would have absolutely like turned 1,000, 10,000 people by this point as a fucking doctor. He's not going to be able to save all of them. So who is he picking and choosing? He's a really good doctor, yeah. Did you mention the scene where he asks her about Jacksonville, then she trips and he calls her a fucking idiot for tripping? That's what I was talking about. That's at the like the hemp farm or wherever they went. I don't know. Where they were composting. That's what I was talking about. Like I forgot the conversation was about Jacksonville, but he was like he overheard her mention Jacksonville. And he's like, "Well, what's in Jacksonville?" And then he like kind of, I thought I thought he nudged her, but maybe she just tripped. So she like loses her balance and like trips, and he grabs her, and he's like, "Oh my god, look! Can you can you look where you're going?" Yeah. I mentioned that. He's a prime sloth in the resub Moradios. Alright, hold on, give me 2 seconds. I want to fill up my water real quick. I'll be right back. There, I'm back. Thanks to resub Hammer, Fifth, and Moradios. And the bits, Jack. And thanks to the resub Opaco. Oof. Did you watch the trailer for Unicorns Warriors Eternal from Gindi Tart? I never get his last name right. Do you pronounce it Tartakovsky? I love his work though. I still haven't watched Primal. Not in its entirety. What is this now? Is this kind of like Primal? Oops, misclick. Yeah, that one seems a lot less mature than Primal. Yeah, the game's great, Jack. Yeah, I love Sifu. Tekken Evo going nutty right now. Thanks for 10 new subs, Thomas. I was watching a little bit. Where are they at in the bracket? Oh man, you love to see that. Tekken 7 with 80k viewers right now? Let's fucking go. That's hype. That's very exciting. Thanks to the resub elephant. Look at the trailer for Dark Shadows in their Vamp movie. Actually, I've seen that trailer. Chat recommended that a long time ago. No, no, wait. Rank choose in winners finals? Let's go, baby. What a hype bracket. I'm pulling for rank chew. Thanks to the resub ham boogie. Thanks to Bits J. Oh, that's interesting. Nice. Well, that's cool, Jay. Could you give a brief story pitch for everyone interested in the comics? I don't know what they're about. You talking about Godslap and Plagueseeker? I've made multiple videos on Godslap if you just want like the whole story. I broke it all down. Plagueseeker I haven't really talked about, but I guess I can briefly mention that. That'll come out, it might even be later this month. I'm not exactly sure the release date. But, here. I'll pull that down and give you a brief pitch, I guess. Hold on, let me find the finished cover. Okay, why isn't that link working? Did you watch the thing? You talking about this trailer? Yeah. Okay, hold on one second. Let me... Whoops. Wrong thing. Let me do one quick thing. Okay. So everything about Godslap is already on YouTube. Plagueseeker, I think, will probably be out end of this month. This one's created and written entirely by me, edited by Jackson, artwork by Vampire. The story boils down to 1,000 years ago, world gets hit by an asteroid called the Calamity. With it came post-apocalyptic setting, 70% of the world's population vaporized, but the remaining 30% all experience mutations. Some more than others. The closer they were to impact, the more mutated they become, resulting in plagues. At the very center of the impact survived 8 plagues, the Great Plagues. And they kind of control the whole planet. They rule it with an iron fist. They're all pretty revolting shit. I was heavily inspired by Berserk. So it's very clear there's a huge Berserk impact or influence throughout the entire series. Now, Plagueseeker follows a 9th plague that was actually born that day that no one knows about. He is cursed with an insatiable appetite to devour the other 8. So that's the whole premise. He's on a journey to devour the other 8 plagues. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. I was going for a really unapologetically anime approach to like action as well as a really simple storyline to follow. And that's something I've thought about for a long time, and Vampire has an incredible style that I think matches the vision really well. Gory, yeah. Obviously, very over the top. So, here, I'll show you like a panel I really like. So this is the Plagueseeker, his birth, I suppose. So at the center of the impact, there was a bloated corpse, and inside, the Plague Seeker sprouted. So the previous panel shows the corpse. He bursts out of the corpse belly, and then he begins his mission. The art is amazing. Yeah. Vampire is an absolutely incredible artist. An absolutely unreal artist. And then I'll share a picture of one of the Great Plagues real quick. This is the main antagonist for the first few issues. So that's one of the first Great Plagues that you're going to see in Plague Seeker. From software type shit. So I have an animation being worked on by Sikowski for it. So the way we're doing it is kind of the same way we did Godslap. Doing an issue 0 is kind of a conceptual piece to sell you on the whole premise. So issue 0 I think is roughly, it's 48 pages. And I'm having Sikowski Studios animate that to give an overview of what the Plague Seeker world and mission is about. That probably won't be out for a few months. This will be out before then. But yeah, it's very inspired by FromSoft with that trailer because I have a voiceover. Well, Sikowski has a voiceover from someone that does like a really good old lady type voice for like a Dark Souls intro. So I really love the Dark Souls intro cinematics, talking about, you know, like the pygmy and all that, and the way she hypes up like Nito and all of the others. And I wanted to keep that same DNA for Plague Seeker since I think it fits so well. So it's all narrated by that woman. And it obviously covers a similar premise as well, to be fair. Thanks to Tier 1 Rena, Resub Skage, Football, Howl, Kurt, Soggy, and Big Ski. Have you read Claymore? I haven't read Claymore, I watched Claymore. What else has the artist worked on? I want to check him out. So the really cool thing, well, I don't know, cool might not be the right word. The very interesting thing is Vampire has never worked on comics. He mainly does pieces, commissioned work. I actually found him because he did fan art one time and it was really hype. He did fan art of me as Spider-Man and I was like, holy shit, this art's crazy. He actually did the variant cover for Godslap. He did the olfactor one, the top one right there. So he usually does individual pieces, but I asked if it'd be something he'd be interested in learning. So he spent a lot of time learning the craft and, in my opinion, like mastering it. And it's worked really well, and it's super unique because he doesn't come from that background. So I think it just makes it really interesting the way he's able to do the panels. This one doesn't have panels, this one's just a full page thing, but in the ones where there are panels throughout like issue 0, issue 1, I think he does a really interesting job of conveying all of it. So without spoiling too much, I'll give like one more that I think is a really cool set of panels that he did. This is just showcasing some of the mutation post-calamity from the people outside of like the direct impact. So the ones that kind of became like these soulless husks, these diseased monsters. You watching Evo Japan? I was earlier. I just checked in, and I'm super excited to see that Rangchu's in winners finals. So I'm pulling for Rangchu. So yeah, that's the whole Plague Seeker pitch. That'll be out, I'm thinking, around the end of the month. I'm not positive, but soon. Thanks to resub Animaniac and the Prime Toothbrush. And no, I haven't seen it yet, Avenger. That's what I was saying. That's one I'm gonna have to watch. When's the next MWL episode? This week. This week we got a lot of cool shit. We've got the set all made. We've got all of the shit intact. It's all ready to rumble. So the video should be up by the end of the week. No, not live yet. We're still making sure we can do smooth broadcasts before we take it live. So this next one's not live either. Thanks the bits danger. Yeah. Thanks the resub trizzle. And thanks to the bits half. When's the next speedrun event? Like I said yesterday, I'm hoping soon, but I really just don't like the idea of the next game not being as hype as Exodus from the Earth, so I'm still trying to find one that is as interesting and fun as that one. I'm really trying hard not to settle, but I'm also very late to this next challenge already, so we might have to settle with something, because there are quite a few options, and they're not bad options, but I would like better, and I haven't found any yet. I bought a ton of useless Steam games recently, seeing if there's any potential there. There hasn't been yet, so maybe I'll just give it a little more time before we just settle on one of the other options. Hey, appreciate that, Red Blue. I hope you like it. Thanks, resub, you boy. What's your opinion on sandwiches? This is a conversation I actually just had with Matt not too long ago. Well, it was more about burritos, but it extends to sandwiches. I think, by far, one of the most versatile foods ever is just a sandwich or a burrito. Anything you will ever want to eat can still be consumed and enjoyed in bread. A sandwich or a burrito. You can wrap it into a tortilla, and it's fucking great. You can put it between two slices of bread, and it's fucking great. That is true for almost every single dish ever. The versatility of a sandwich is unmatched. And it's frustrating not enough people see it. Like, you want to know something crazy? Tiana doesn't like sandwiches, which I didn't know it was possible. She is not a sandwich fan. So we never get like subs or anything like that. She never makes a sandwich or anything for herself to eat. When we go places, she doesn't order sandwiches. I couldn't believe it. Because it is so fucking versatile. Like, you can fucking put spaghetti on bread and have a spaghetti sandwich, which apparently is a common thing in Australia. And I bet it goes hard. Like, you just can't find a bad combo for a sandwich. Like, even fish sandwiches. I had a fucking grilled mahi sandwich like 3 days ago from like a tiny little hole-in-the-wall restaurant, and it went fucking hog wild. A soup sandwich? You can actually do a soup sandwich. Panera bread. I used to eat Panera bread all the time. I don't anymore because I fucking scared myself with how awful their nutrition is in their dishes. Panera is still one of the only restaurants I've seen that actually still has trans fat. And so I don't really eat it anymore. But they have bread bowls where your soup comes in basically a fucking sandwich. And you can eat it that way if you want to. And they also give you a lot of dipping bread, so you can actually just scoop your soup up with the bread and make it a sandwich. The broccoli cheddar soup goes crazy. Thanks to Tier 1 Team, Tier 1 Sinclair, and the resub Amazing Silver Pugs and gift sub Binder in the Bits DM. You can't have any trans fats in foods. I don't know if there's been new studies done, but from my time in college and going through like nutritional courses, trans fat is legitimately like the only thing no one should ever really consume any of. Trans fats is actually just super not good for you at all. Saturated fat used to get a really bad rap, and to a certain extent, deservedly so, depending on how much saturated fat you're consuming. But there is a level of saturated fat that's healthy. Plus, there's also different kinds, like polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, that kind of thing. Trans fat is actually just fucking terrible for you. Like in any quantity, it's just bad for you. The fuck is trans fat? It's fat that's let me make sure I don't get it wrong. I think it's solid or liquid at room temperature, solid elsewhere. That was such a poor explanation. Basically, when you consume it, it turns to a solid in your arteries. It's kind of how it works. Not a great job of explaining it, but it changes its composition, which is not good. Here, how about I just look up the actual definition so that way there's no longer any confusion. Raise your bad LDL cholesterol, lower good HDL cholesterol, but what is the... Oh, here we go. Most trans fats are formed through an industrial process that adds hydrogen to vegetable oil, which causes the oil to become solid at room temperature. This partially hydrogenated oil is inexpensive and less likely to spoil, so foods made with it have a longer shelf life. So when it's solid at the room temperature and you consume it, it no longer has that same state, from what I remember. And that's not a good thing for your body, which is why it's so bad, and especially for cholesterol. Man, it's been a long time since I looked through trans fats. All I knew is this shit was treated like absolute boogeyman in college. Thanks the resub Kaido. And the resub Panther and the Prime Pancake. Yeah, I think there's a real debate there, Kenway, about the hot dogs. Thanks to the resub Panda. Yeah, we actually talked about that a couple days ago, Messiah. That wasn't new to today. I appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, I can check it out for sure. Thanks to the resub Panda. Oh, that's weird that it was only reported today, Messiah, because that was like the second that it happened. That was like the main caveat. Thanks to resub Dave and Jason. Is it just me, or is Moistcritical acting happier than usual? The Twilight movies changed him. I get giddy when I watch like a really enjoyably shit movie. I was the same way with Moonfall. I was so excited I came home and made a fucking 30-minute rant on how great Moonfall was. I don't know, man. I really do just get really excited watching a terribly shit movie to rant about it. I don't know. That's always just been something I love. So yeah, no, I'm in a good mood. Thanks to resub. Philosophy and scabies. Oh, I plan on it, Dankin. Don't worry. Thanks to the resub God Fox. Would you say the Resident Evil 4 remake was better than Dead Space? I would. I love the Dead Space remake, but I do think Resident Evil 4 remake was better. Dead Space stayed super, super, super true to the original game. So much so that a lot of people just didn't even think they upgraded it. Which I think is a actually sign of a very good remake. Like, they gave the game that we remember in our heads. And it was fantastic. But Resident Evil 4 went through and added a lot. A lot. And a lot of things that I didn't even remember from the original. So I got to experience Resident Evil 4 basically for the first time again. This is the Prime Arc and the resub Boredom and the Prime Steel. Thanks to the Prime Nugget. Did you see people are harassing the actress that plays Ada gotten so bad she's getting off social media? I didn't see that. That sucks. I'll look it up, I guess. I always feel like that's so silly. It's not like she did a poor job. Voice acting was fine. Yeah, deactivated Instagram after thousands of hateful comments. I think it's just one of those things where, since she is playing a beloved character that had a different voice, there was very few things she could do to really win over a lot of these more rabid fans. See, like, these takes are so fucking weird. You ruined the remake. I feel like I wasted my money by buying the deluxe edition to get this VA to dub Ada. That's so fucking delusional. She plays a character in the game. A character that doesn't even have that much screen time. Like, I don't think the voice acting was particularly special, but it wasn't bad either. Like, it was fine. People are harassing her and now blaming harassment on Resident Evil content creators that didn't like the acting. It's pretty bad. Oh, that is always what happens. I guarantee this guy right here turned around and made a post saying, I can't believe people would bully her. How could you guys have done this? This is why we can't have nice things. That fucking cliche shit. I guarantee it. That's always unfortunate. This is the resub TSD, George, and Storm. Yeah, like I said, it's not. The performance wasn't mind blowing or anything, but it really wasn't bad or game ruining by any means. I think it's just fucking silly. Didn't like it compared to the original. See, but that's like a totally rational thing to say. I preferred the original. And that's fine. Admittedly, I don't remember the original Ada voice. It's been so long now. But that's fine. What you're not doing is what this group of fucking lunatics is doing, going out of your way to complain about how it ruined the entire thing for you because the voice wasn't as good as the original. That's just so dumb. Easy tier 1. Grantius, tier 1 Claypool in the resub storm. No, I didn't see that video at all, Jay. That sounds like a wild one, though. Thanks to the resub, Hunter. Can't remember if I played that or not, Half. It sounds familiar. That sounds pretty cool, Avenger. Thanks the resub, Chris. What can viewers do to improve the environment on YouTube and Twitch? I mean, nothing, man. I mean, the watching is plenty. Like, you don't have, like, a responsibility to the streamers you watch to make it a great atmosphere. You could just watch. You don't have to, like, take notes on, like, proper stream viewer etiquette, brother. It's fine to just watch or type in chat. It's very sweet, though. That is cute. Did you watch the Kira video going over Dark and Darker? I did, yeah. I didn't finish Devin's video though. I planned on finishing it and then totally forgot to finish it today. Thanks the resub, Offender. And the bits butter. You hear the people behind the Red Ape family have jumped ship? Thanks the resub, Whirl. No, but I mean that's not surprising at all. I'm surprised it took this long. I thought it was already dead. Where did you see they jumped ship? I don't see anything about it. There's the resub, Ghost, AI, and Lemon. And the resub, Slim. And the resub, Ryuzo. You seen the trailer for Asteroid City? Asteroid City? The fuck is this? New Tom Hanks film? It's a Wes Anderson movie. It's crazy. I mean, it is cool, I guess, that he has a directorial style that's very identifiable. But I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm really not a huge Wes Anderson fan. Yeah, I probably won't see it. Like I said, I'm just not a real big Wes Anderson film, to be honest. What an ensemble cast, though. Oh, he talked about it in that video, Butter? Okay. Thanks to the Prime Darcinian. Thanks to Tier 1 Blue. Definitely not something you'd watch in a theater? Nah. Nope. I don't think so. Thoughts on the recently announced Scott Pilgrim anime? I mean, I want it to be good, I just really don't think it will. But, I mean, I like the movie. Hopefully they do a good job with an anime adaptation. We'll see. Exit Prime Dusk. And the Bitscade. And we heard they were using an animation style that was used for the short. They did a Scott Pilgrim anime short? Well, where is it? Because I'm assuming this isn't going to be it, right? This is just the announcement. Yeah. Where's the anime short you're talking about? Fourth video in the list. This is still just the same teaser, unless you're talking about this one. Because I can't imagine this is it. This is from 12 years ago. This looks like a fan project on Newgrounds. There's a blood machine. That's the one. There's no way. There's absolutely no way they'd do this.
Not really.
Well, at least you're honest.
This is an actual old school Flash animation.
Me too. I'm Lisa.
Scott Pilgrim.
How long have you been here?
15 minutes.
And you already got beat up?
Thanks,
You must be totally great. We should be friends.
Yeah?
New kid. You're with Kimberly, okay?
Hi.
Hi. What are we doing?
It's some retarded partner thing, and you'll probably slack right off, and I'll end up doing all the work.
Nice to meet you. I'm Scott.
The pleasure's all mine.
Why do you want to start a band anyway? I mean, obviously...
I mean, this is a very nostalgic
Scott,
style, I
if
guess.
we had a band, we would be cool. Even if we suck. We would transcend our class status or whatever and become automatically cool.
Our class status?
You know how I'm not a goth and you're not a jock?
I'm such a jock.
Well, I'll give my take on it. I hope it doesn't use that style. Ever again. Thanks to the resub, Gary. It's Science Saru, so it's going to look weird as fuck, but really good. What is Science Saru made? Science Saru. They have made... I don't know any of these. I actually know none of these. Oh, these are feature films. They did Space Dandy, Adventure Time Food Chain. Oh, they did Devilman Crybaby. They did 2 shorts for Star Wars Visions. Okay, I mean, this seems like a pretty solid studio. Okay. Vision was kind of ass. I still haven't watched it. Yet. But I heard good things about it. I didn't hear many bad things. How long do you have to watch the stream to get VIP? Someone did the math. In order to get 20 million US dollars in the stream there, you have to watch the stream for, what was it? 169 years? Assuming I stream like 6 hours a day. What was the math? Someone did it in chat a while ago. Or was it 20? It might have been 21 years, now that I'm thinking about it. I think it was 21 years. Not, I don't know why 169 stuck in my head. That might have been for a different thing. I think it might have been 21. 21 years assuming that I stream 6 hours a day, I think is what it was. Thanks, the resub PewDiePie and Joel. That's through only watching. If you do like predictions and get it right, that obviously boosts it. It was 19 years? Was it 19? Okay, 19 then. I think Felix Twitch is hacked right now. I'm talking about PewDiePie with the never-ending stream. Like I said, that used to be a very common thing on Justin TV. He's not hacked. He's just going through the entire catalog right now. All 4,000 videos. Infinitely farming AdSense. Thanks the Prime, Big Papa. Can you even do that? 24/7 streams? Of course you can. Absolutely you can. Here, let me see. How many viewers does he have right now? 1.2k. So it looks like he holds about 1,000 viewers for these non-stop streams. Assuming he does like an ad density of 3 minutes per hour, 24 hours a day, over 1k viewers. That's probably not an insignificant amount of money through that. It's also like 1 a.m. Oh, true, yeah, it is 1 a.m. Not exactly prime time viewing hours. Make a second channel and copy him. No, I don't know about that. The dildo content would ban you real quick. Oh, true, yeah, that would kind of fuck me. Thanks, resub Vale. Thanks, the resub Alchemist. Did you like Scott Pilgrim? The movie? Yeah, I thought the movie was good. I enjoyed it. There's the resub. Kill. No, I've never really watched Barry. Have you been keeping up the One Piece TCG and how it's almost surpassing Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG with the amount of players? No, is the TCG actually, like, good? Like, is it fun, or is it mainly just collectible? I actually don't know how to play it or anything. I haven't seen too much. Is the One Piece card game actually good? I will say I really hate the generic TCG style that this is using. So many throwaway card games use that same fucking style. It's so boring. It's so lazy. Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Magic have very unique styles that nothing else is even close to. Meanwhile, this is just copy and paste boilerplate standard for so many card games. I'm so tired of it. That immediately turns off my interest pretty quickly. I think the Digimon card game did something different though, so I think that one also has a new a unique identity. I think their cards are different. Let me double check though. Nope, it follows the same fucking format. It's so frustrating. All of them do the same thing. And this is the template they follow. But maybe the game itself is fun to play.
The One Piece TCG is the hot new game on the market. The goal of the game is to run around to
Thanks,
events,
Resub Kid
collecting
Sees
as
Ghost.
many promotional cards as possible to resell for big money. At least, that's what everyone who plays it says. But in all seriousness, let me break down what the game is actually about. The goal of the game is to take away your opponent's 4 to 5 prize cards by attacking with a variety of character cards. Each player chooses a leader card. The leader is always there from the start of the game. By attacking a player's leader, the player is able to deal damage to the opponent's prize cards. The game's characters, effects, and event cards are all played using the Dawn resource. Dawn is similar to lands in Magic, in that they're tapped to pay for cost of cards. However, at the start of each turn, players get 2 Dawns until a maximum of 10 at the start of their turn. Unless they go first, then they get 1. What makes Dawn such a unique mechanic is that it can be equipped to characters in order to give them a power boost and trigger skills. The Dawn mechanic, combined with the fact that phases for attacking and playing cards occur at the same time, creates a very skillful game of reading your opponent and forcing out potential moves. That's how the current game is played on paper, but I have to be honest about how I feel about the game.
It sounds
in its
alright.
form. It's just very okay. Outside of 1 or 2 weaker decks, there's not a lot of mechanical skill needed. The skill comes entirely from reading opponents. That would be fine.
I mean, it seems like it's supposed to be casual. I mean, this seems like at its very core, it's supposed to be super fucking casual. Like, this is very clearly for One Piece fans. Not much else. Into the resub, Seth and Nefarious. They're just episode screen caps plastered on cards. It's lazy as fuck. Oh, don't tell me that. Is that true?
Control an opponent.
I haven't really got to Jinbei in the anime yet. I'm still on Skypiea. Though I did bang through 4 episodes the other night. So I don't know if this is just a screen cap from the anime. Looks like it is.
Long term. Since there's not a lot of draw power, games end up feeling very top deck dependent. If you've played Hearthstone before, this game is very reminiscent of the legendary top deck wars too many games would devolve into. Drawing lucky is massive in this game. Some decks more so than others. Kaido, which is the late game control deck, can either be useless or unstoppable, depending on what they see in the mid to late game. This is my biggest complaint. Outside of that, the game is very fun, but simplistic since this is the first set, and there aren't a whole lot of mechanics fleshing it out.
This is really the first TCG for One Piece?
How balanced the game is.
For how long it's been around, that's crazy.
Deck that can keep up very well with the rest. There are 4 main One Piece TCG decks for competitive play. Red Green Law, a more aggressive focused rush deck that plays tons of units and goes face.
Some of these are just actual screen grabs. 100%. Screen grab, screen grab, screen grab. Fuck, that's lazy. Holy shit. Yikes. Why? They couldn't even bother to do the bare minimum of just making art for all of them? I get like these aren't like the big cards, like they're probably not great cards, but Christ, at least put some effort into it. Even Yu-Gi-Oh's stinkers look good, like their commons look good. Same with Magic, fuck. I mean, some of the commons in Magic are beautiful. There is original art. No. I know some of these is like some of these are original art for the cards. I get that, but I don't understand. I mean, I understand because it's cutting cost. It's just extremely lazy to still have cards use screen caps from the episodes. Like, at least put a level of effort into it. Do art for each of them. Like, make art for each card. like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, any of the big ones. I think Pokemon also uses screen caps for some of their cards now. So maybe not Pokemon. I think they use that for some of their commons. But Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, they don't. Pokemon has never done that? Let me double check. I really thought I saw that recently. What's their newest set? Let me check out their commons. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they haven't. Maybe I'm getting confused. Newest set is Scarlet Violet base. Yeah. This looks like it's straight from the anime. Is it not? I mean, maybe it's not. I could just be wrong. Like, some of these just look like actual scenes from the anime for, like, who is this? Nimona trainer card? But yeah, maybe it's not. Scarlet Violet doesn't have an anime yet? Oh, okay, then it's definitely not. Thanks to resub. Hey, good to see you, Ambush. And thanks for the 10 gift subs, man. Thank you for that. Did you watch the Inside Edition on the Museum of Failure? No, it sounds like a cool museum, though. Museum of Failure pays tribute to failed products. Heinz Easy Squirt Funky Purple. That was not a failure. I had that. It was amazing. That was when ketchup tried to get real crazy. It went extreme, so you'd get different colors of ketchup. I used to eat some crinkle cut fries with some Easy Squirt Funky Purple. And it was amazing. I think everyone had some of the Easy Squirt. This colored ketchup was big for a little while. Thanks for 5 gift subs, half. And the resub boss.
Imagine failing so spectacularly.
It's rather violent.
Oh, the Hawaii chair. Hey, this one's a classic. Anyone remember the Hawaii chair? That's the one that they used to play the as seen on TV commercials for pretty often, where it's like, are you tired of just sitting down and not being able to get a good workout in? Well, fucking spin your ass in a circle on the Hawaii chair. It's gonna give you a six-pack abs, tighten your glutes, give you quads that you've always dreamed of. The Hawaii chair is backed by medical science to be one of the finest exercise equipment, and you can use it while working at home or working at the office. That shit was awesome.
That you end up in a museum.
That's what it's called, right? The Hawaii chair? Let me double check. Hawaii chair. Yeah, see?
Take the work out of your workout. The Hawaii
Damn, they got a jingle for it.
You know, Tamara, the Hawaii chair wasn't designed just for home. I mean, after all, for some of us, at least 40 hours of our week is spent sitting behind a desk at the office.
Ah, cringe!
See what office workers think of the Hawaii chair? We sent Aaron Lee to work.
Most ripped man in the world.
Perfect USA, and today we've brought the Hawaii chair to a very busy work.
This was huge.
Let's get
Are these really failed products? They aired this kind of shit all the time for the Hawaii chair. I assume this was another like shake weight. Like a financial success, but like a cultural failure. Interesting.
Museum. An exhibit in Brooklyn, New York is paying tribute to all the inventors who shot for the stars and fell on their faces.
I hope they show each of these.
It's
I really
called
want to
the
look at some
Museum
of these. I don't
Failure,
know.
And it features a lot of bad ideas. Like this chair that lets you exercise while
Yeah,
you work
Hawaii
at your
chair.
job
We just talked
by
about that.
moving your abs the way a hula hoop does.
So imagine you're on Zoom calls or you're writing an email.
How could one get anything accomplished? But the museum's organizer told CBS News she
Whoa!
wants the exhibit to
That was an
sentiment
awesome
that
mask.
failure can be.
What was it? I don't think this... Was this the Rejuvenik? I don't think so. This was that horrifying mask. I made a video on this one a long time ago. It's like a fucking Jason Voorhees mask where it's supposed to like tighten the skin on your face. So you just like cremate yourself in there while it cooks the skin. Oh, it is the Rejuvenik. I wasn't sure if that's what it was called. I didn't know if that box went to that piece of equipment or not. I thought it had a very different name. It hurts because it's working. Yeah. Yeah. That's how you know it's getting the toxins out and it's tightening your skin the way God intended.
She wants the exhibit to echo the sentiment that failure can be your greatest teacher.
It's not really about the products, it's about having that conversation about failure. What do we learn from failure? How does the fear of failure hold us back from innovating, trying new things?
I don't know half of these. Can you take me on a tour?
So while the new Coke, purple ketchup, and
I am still super tired of this slander. There's no way that failed. Purple ketchup was fucking hype. I'm looking it up right now. Now, if you just type in purple ketchup, you see a ton of people raving about it. And then you see one stupid, dumb headline saying, what were they thinking the day ketchup crossed the line? Which is stupid. That's fucking dumb. There needs to be more line crossing. Let's see. Purple ketchup sold more than 10 million bottles of green ketchup, pushing up total sales by 5.4% and helping the Pittsburgh company boost its shares of American ketchup market up to 59% from 55%. So maybe green was the more popular one? Oh, it even says right here with the purple ketchup. Initially, the product was a huge success, and the brand's marketing director reported that the first 3 months they sold the same amount of purple ketchup. Oh, it just cut off. It's making me subscribe. Is there any other articles that pick this up? No, I'll just go somewhere else. Okay, we'll go to this one. Initially, it's reporting the same thing. Initially, the brand was a huge success. The brand's marketing director reported that the first 3 months they sold the same amount of bottles they had expected to sell over the course of the entire year. From 2000 to 2003, the company sold over 25 million bottles of the condiment. However, like so many colorful fads, this one wore off as well, and the product was ultimately discontinued in 2006. Well, yeah, of course, it's not going to last forever. This is going to be a staple in like the fucking pantry of every household in America for decades to come. It was supposed to just be, a fleeting fun thing. They say the star that burns brightest burns out quickest. And that's what Easy Squirt Funky Purple was like. It wasn't a failure, though. I really just don't believe that.
the pen designed specifically for women weren't bestsellers.
Didn't remember that, but this is something I talked to Tiana about. I don't remember if I mentioned this on stream. One time we needed tools because I don't remember what happened. I think my tools were all like old and fucked up. So Tiana ordered tools. They got here, and what she ordered was called Lady Tools. I shit you not. The brand is called Lady Tools, and I got offended for her. I was like, what the fuck do you mean, lady tools? We're talking hammers, drills. Like, why is it lady tools? It's just fucking tools in general. Why the fuck are we calling them lady tools? Like, I got upset. I was fucking mad. It's like so worthless. Like, what do you mean lady tools? Just fucking, it's a stupid gimmick. You're just selling normal tools, but then slapping lady on top of it. It hurts me. Like you're insulting me. Were they pink? No, they were purple. So I guess that's the lady part because it was a effeminate color. It was light purple. Which I think is even more offensive. Like, what the fuck? Just needed tools. There's no such thing as like a tool for a girl versus a guy. A hammer is a goddamn hammer. And a stove is a stove, that's what they say. And patties will be patties. In the wise words of SpongeBob. Thanks to resub psychedelic. Are they purposely more fragile too? I don't know. I will say the drill fucking sucked ass though. That drill couldn't do anything. It had about as much torque as me just sticking a pencil in something and turning it myself. That drill was shit. But its screwdriver and its hammers and the other accessories it came with were fine. But that drill could not work at all. Not even a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty insulting actually. Lady tools and they give it a drill that actually can't do shit. It's fucking worthless. Why'd she order that brand? I don't think she knew. I think she just typed in like a toolkit on Amazon. One of the sponsored things must have been lady tools. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I think I know exactly where that toolkit is. And actually, hold on. Damn, the branding's not here. This is its screwdriver. This was in the room tour I did. That screwdriver that's on my shelf is a lady tool. So here's the purple. That's what makes it a lady tool. And it was a fine screwdriver. Like I built what I needed to with it. But it's such a stupid idea. Lady tools. Give me tools. I was still so offended that she bought that. The rest of the toolkit's kind of similar to this. All of it was usable except the drill. The drill was an unforgivable sin that they sold. That's a scam. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Was it like 50% more too? I don't know. I didn't buy it. I would have never. That's just some real weird marketing garbage. What's the connection between purple and women? I don't know. I have no idea. Just like women's razors? I don't know too much about that. Maybe that's another scam that I'm not privy to. All I can tell you is those lady tools were fucking... That's so fucking stupid. Thanks to resub. Zorse. Maybe Tori... Yeah, maybe that's the whole idea of it. Do you think purple ketchup was actually for women and it had estrogen in it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But this whole thing with the pins for girls is very interesting. It seems like they tried that entire market for a while of like normal thing, but for girls. So it's purple and pink. What a fucking scam. What a scam. Thanks to resub Wolverine.
They can still serve another purpose by encouraging others to embrace failure as part of...
Fuck was that? It's just an ugly doll. What's the bad invention there? Unless it's supposed to represent something that I don't know. It's just a very ugly doll. Just a homeless begging doll. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, it's holding out its hand for money. Okay, I see why it's classified here as just more than an ugly doll. So you'd buy a baby that's homeless and begging on the streets. I get it, okay.
To embrace failure as part of the creative process. The items were all rounded up for display by a Swedish psychologist who says companies that embrace failure are often on the right track to eventual success.
People can feel comfortable trying different things, experimenting, and ultimately innovating.
There's even a wall for museum visitors to admit their failures on a Post-it note. If they're brave enough.
That's weird. Okay.
For Inside Edition Digital.
Cute, I guess. I want to see like a whole tour here. So Tom Scott took a tour through the Museum of Failure 5 years ago. And this one's from 2 weeks ago. So let's do 2 weeks. I do love Tom Scott, though.
First, you don't succeed.
People involved in them still me. I can write on the wall. That's the other thing.
Okay.
You can put your failure sort of like a infomercial.
Harley Davis.
Smell.
Want to smell it? We have some.
Sure do.
What else we got here?
I've got my Crystal Pepsi here. I love that. This is fantastic. This is a shocking face mask.
It's called Rejuvenic.
Yeah.
They're kind of fixated on one thing. I want to see a tour of the whole thing. Sour cream and onion fat-free Pringles was bad. This failed. Sour cream and onion's a great flavor. What made this one so shit? The 0% guilt. I guess.
What could go wrong there?
Yeah, it
Great
wasn't
flavor.
the Pringles per se that was the problem. It was Olestra, the calorie-free fat substitute. It says 100% satisfaction, 0% guilt. So you could eat as much as you wanted
Eat
to
the
of this
entire can.
without getting fat. Beautiful, right?
Because
Well, not because. The side effect was explosive diarrhea.
I mean,
Oh!
as long as you're home for the evening, right? This was the
So like sugar-free gummy bears, right? I think it's sugar-free gummy bears where Wubby literally shit himself on stream. I think it's sugar-free gummy bears that are like a turbo laxative, right? Nice, that's awesome. Can't believe that failed.
Skipper Barbie.
Yeah, growing up Skipper.
Which she looks completely adorable.
Yeah, she's
lovely,
beautiful.
Right?
Well, the thing about her is, it's $2 in one.
Okay, so what happens?
What you did was, so you had your doll,
Right.
and then when it's time for her to grow up.
Okay, she grows up. What
yeah,
happens?
so you twist her arm like that,
Right.
see if that works, and then she grows breasts and her waist tightens a little bit.
This sounds like it might have been created by a room full of men.
Really, you
around
think
a
so?
What do you-
table. Let's show the people some of the other innovations.
I actually doubt it was, to be honest with you there.
Get you a
Well, fucking spin it. I want it. How big do the hunkers get? Jesus Christ. Making it sound like anime tits.
Well, you have
Man
to
just starts cranking it like he's trying to roll down an old window.
actually pushing the envelope.
Right.
Fill up like
And
water
secondly, it
balloons.
has to be a failure. And thirdly, I have to think it's interesting.
All right, go ahead.
All right, are you?
Damn, I want to tour the whole place. They're really focused on just very small parts of it.
I'm in Helsingborg in Sweden to film.
Percent of all innovation projects fail. So everybody in the business knows this. And where are these failures? Companies sweep them under the carpet.
Jesus Christ, what happened over? They steal Dr. Disrespect? Jesus. He took his glasses and his mustache right off his face. That's fucked up. He doesn't belong here. I actually just watched the fucking hype stream from him the other day. That might have even been earlier today. Time's moving real weird.
Companies sweep them under the carpet and pretend they don't exist. The Museum of Failure takes these failed products, puts them on display so that everybody can learn from them. The criteria a product has to meet to be here is that it was an innovation and that it was a failure. And the failure is a deviation from expected and desired outcomes.
I didn't know Apple even had a gaming
No,
console.
this is their sort of hidden dark secret.
The Apple Pip Pin. Has anyone ever heard of this? The Apple Pippin is a defunct open multimedia technology platform from 1996 to 1997. I think AVGN has one. Must have missed that episode. Bandai and Apple. So Bandai came to them with the idea of turning it into a gaming console? What games did it ever have? Damn, there's a huge write-up here. Commercially released games. Not a ton. Not a ton. They have Mr. Potato Head Saves Veggie Valley. Who could forget that one? Is that exclusive to the Pippin? No, it's also on Windows. That's an interesting little bit of lore. Thanks to the resub acid and the prime Mareza.
Secret. This one was supposed to measure the EEG of the dog's brain and then translate those mental states into human voice.
Whoa.
Of course, utter nonsense. It's completely impossible. I've gotten one legal...
Well, try it. I want to hear it.
We're in Sweden. You can't sue me. Kulturhotellet that runs this gallery space are generously allowing us to be here for 3-4 months. This space isn't permanent, but the museum is permanent in downtown Helsingborg. I'd say about a third of the stuff I've bought
Well,
on
what's
eBay.
this one do?
The
Explain
other
them,
third
damn
I've
it.
gotten sort of specialty forums. Some of them have been donated, which is great. Some
That's cute. They have Windows 8 Pro up there. Nice. Fuck yeah. Nice. Thanks to the Prime Cinco.
have been donated, which is great. Some of them just come by my office and say, hey, I want to give you this, you know? One of them was a Palm Pilot. I took it, but I can't put it on display because the Palm Pilot was a success. 2 of these items I've bought in dark alleys paying cash only. Can't tell you which ones they are.
All of which leads to one fairly
that was
obvious
weird,
question.
but alright, fuck yeah.
What happens if the Museum of Failure fails?
One serious concern that I do have.
So what is going on with this one?
Overhyped, and then when it's launched, it doesn't meet those expectations. Then there's a big risk of failure. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous that the Museum of Failure would flop.
That was Google Glass? Oh, I must have missed it on the display. Did it come with a built-in mustache? Oh yeah, it does say Google Glass.
On display at its own museum. So Museum of Failure is like one of these perpetual sort of everlasting machines. It can never fail.
Thank you very much to Samuel West and all the team at the Museum of Failure. Pull down the description for a link.
This was 5 years ago and it's still going. He's not wrong, it hasn't failed yet. Thanks to resub Hylian, the gift sub Cinco. I do love that kind of shit. Thanks to Prime Francis. Did Google Glass fail? Yes. Triumphantly, from what I recall. It was a catastrophe. Thanks to the resub Nin and the Prime Nova and the resub Rel. There's a website with a huge list of failed Google products. Oh, I know all about it. Yeah. Google has an unreal amount of failed projects. Killedbygoogle.com is the full list of it, right? Oh, Jesus, yeah. I mean, here, we'll just take a quick scroll down, I guess. 285. Yep, Stadia is the newest one to add to the list. Rest in peace, Stadia. I wonder how often this is updated. Is Stadia on here yet? Yep, Google Stadia. I think they give some Hollow in the tier 1 Hollow. YouTube Originals. Oh yeah, YouTube Originals. Totally forgot about that. You know what's crazy? YouTube Originals died a long time ago, and apparently it lasted till 2022, and they didn't even make like a big statement. I don't remember them ever saying anything about it. They just let it like completely fade from the public eye, and then I guess took it down quietly. And it looks like the most recent one coming up here, September 2023. Getting KO'd in 6 months, Google Optimize was a web analytics and testing tool that allowed users to run experiment aimed at increasing visitor conversion rates and overall satisfaction. It will be over 11 years old. So that one just aged out. This one wasn't unsuccessful, it seems, if it lasted 11 years. In fact, a lot of these lasted a long time, like these smaller ones. But YouTube Originals was dead for a while, but still made it 6 years. Google Stadia was dead on arrival, and still it made it 3 years. I actually totally forgot they killed Google Hangouts. What is YouTube Go? I think it's the Resub Requiem. YouTube Heroes, anyone? Oh fuck, is that on here? That actually might not be on here because it's a spin-off of YouTube as like something in YouTube. Yeah. YouTube Heroes though, rest in peace. How about Google Plus? When did that die? (2019). I thought it died a lot sooner than that. That's kind of the, I guess, a repeated pattern throughout a lot of their products. It looks like they make it longer than you expect because they've been dead for so long. What the fuck is YouTube Heroes? It was the YouTube Hall Monitor program where you're supposed to tattletale on things you didn't like on the platform. It was so fucking dumb. And you'd get rewarded with like points. So you'd eventually level yourself up to a hero. Any bully hunters in chat? That should be in the Museum of Failure. That one is an iconic failure. Fucking bully hunters. Dislike button should have been there. Yeah, rest in peace, dislike button. Who tried to revive the bully hunters and win? I saw like a joke made about the bully hunters coming back, but I'm pretty sure it was just supposed to be a skit. I don't think anyone's actually tried to bring it back. Alright, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna call it a night. Alright, everyone, thanks for tuning in. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot. Thanks for subbing. Enjoy the emotes. I will see you all tomorrow. Sleep well, everybody. See you tomorrow. Thanks again. Thanks to Resub Donkey.